Hello, my name is Kaylea Flanagan, and I'm here today to present on ultra-processed food intake and depressive symptomatology among older Puerto Rican adults living in Boston, Massachusetts. Approximately 60% of calorie intake in the United States was from ultra-processed foods in the years of 2007 to 2012. These ultra-processed foods are characterized by an increased content of saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars, all of which are generally recommended to be limited in our diet. Thus, consumption of ultra-processed foods have been linked with several diet-related chronic conditions, such as obesity and type 2 diabetes, to name a few. Depressive symptomatology is an additional chronic health outcome that could be impacted by unhealthful dietary habits and patterns, which could be characterized by intake of these ultra-processed foods. And while this relationship has been studied previously, the studies are limited and have not specifically focused on a Puerto Rican population. Thus, the objective here was to evaluate the association between ultra-processed food intake and depressive symptomatology among Puerto Rican adults from 45 to 75 years old. Cross-sectional analyses were conducted using multivariable logistic regression analysis from the baseline Boston Puerto Rican health study data. Ultra-processed food intake was assessed by analyzing food frequency questionnaire and nutrition data, and further categorizing foods and beverages per the NOVA classification system, focused on group 4, of course, here, the ultra-processed foods, which then we were able to analyze as a percentage of total energy intake, and this served as our primary predictor variable. Our outcome variable of interest, of course, was depressive symptomatology, which we considered to be a CESD score of greater than or equal to 16, which is consistent with other research. Here we can see baseline characteristics of participants here with the CESD of less than 16 and greater than or equal to 16. About 60% of these participants did have a CESD score of greater than or equal to 16, and the average intake of ultra-processed foods was about 34% of total calories. Logistic regression analysis results are shown here. Model 1 was statistically significant in the adjustment for age, sex, BMI, and total energy. As we adjusted for more variables, the significance was attenuated. However, the odds ratio did remain high, indicating risk or higher odds of depressive symptoms. Thus, greater intake of ultra-processed foods was associated with depressive symptomatology among these Puerto Rican adults. And again, the odds ratios did remain high, but significance was attenuated as we adjusted for additional covariates, which might indicate that those variables have an effect on diet quality. So further research is needed to clarify the directionality of ultra-processed food consumption and depression. I would like to thank my mentor and research collaborators. Thank you.